Hey, I wanted to make this video for all those who have struggled through post after post and video on YouTube after video on YouTube that has your symptoms but doesn't fix your problem. A couple years ago, my Jeep Commander 06 was dying randomly, like a freeway, idle, just randomly would die. I took it to the dealer. They replaced the ignition switch and some spark plugs. That didn't do anything. I came over here one time many months later, touched the first harness to the computer, which is a transmission harness, and it would instantly die. So without looking any further, I just went ahead and replaced that computer, the ECM. Then it stopped randomly dying. It wouldn't do that again, but what it would do is transmission over temp light would come on. And after this all went through about a year and a half, transmission temp light would come on, over temp light would come on, and then eventually go into limp mode. Limp mode is when your gear selector says it's supposed to say D for drive, but it's in third and it jerks when you put it in each gear. It jerks really hard. So anyway, what I finally ended up finding was some people talking about a yellow starter solenoid wire. Now that wire, they were talking about it gets corroded up by the starter where it connects. But what I had found was under the steering yoke, right around there, the harness was laying on top of the steering yoke, and that yellow wire was showing bare through that. The steering yoke had rubbed through the wire, and it was shorting out the computer because it would go through the TCM here and short out the computer. So after fixing that yellow wire, thinking all was going to be good, it wasn't. It immediately went into limp mode. Rather than giving me a computer learn cycle worth of time and then go into limp mode, it just always went into limp mode every time you started it. So that got me thinking, okay, well, why, if I replace that wire, does it go into limp mode immediately? I'm guessing the computer learned that, learned from a problem, because I don't previously replaced that computer. So it learned the problem and overcame that one problem, but then, still that wire was still shorting out. So there became another problem, which is a lot of people have the issue of the dash saying transmission over temp, and then it going into third gear limp mode. And if you drive on it for a while, you're smelling, burnt tranny fluid. So of course I did change the transmission fluid, fixed the yellow wire, and then I bought a new computer. It's like $310, I believe, from a company on eBay, and it came pre-programmed. Errors came pre-programmed, and just give them all your information about the vehicle, VIN, mileage, all that, and what the problem is. And I put that in there, fired it up, hasn't done it since. So don't just go replacing your computer if you know there's a problem. Trace the problem. I wasn't really able to trace it from the computer to find that yellow wire, but look for shorts that could be shorting out the computer. I've heard people talking about transmission solenoids, and I was thinking maybe the fan isn't coming on, so it's not cooling off the transmission fluid enough. I mean, it actually smelled like it was burning transmission fluid, so it seemed like an obvious, the fluid wasn't getting cooled down enough. So thankfully I didn't go replacing the radiator, the transmission cooler, all the lines, the fan, all that headache came down to one little shorted out wire and a computer. So hopefully that helps someone out there, and maybe I'll start posting more videos on problems that I've found that dealers and other mechanics can't seem to figure out. It's been a few of them. Okay, bye-bye.